If you guys need FIFA 18 Ultimate Team coins, go and check out x3game.com. Their link will be down in the description. Use code CAPGUN to get yourself a discount. You're right guys, it's Capgun Tom here and welcome to episode number 9 of Milan Manchester Madrid. Now today we've got a great episode for you. We're going to be pushing onwards with the series, doing some great trading and looking to start building our Manchester team. It's going to be a hell of a good episode, so make sure you drop a thumbs up if you do enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and if you did miss any of the previous episodes, make sure you go back and watch them. There is a link to a playlist down in the description where you can see the whole series without missing any of the episodes. Now we've done a lot of trading to start this off. As you saw, I hovered on one player for just a sweet second to have a look at the mighty Zeybek. Is he going to try and rip off Zweibek? I don't know, but it's very, very similar. We managed to pick up a couple of him and he's worth quite a few thousand coins, so that's really, really good news. So obviously we're still trading with the Turkish League Silvers. I'm just so unoriginal, I know, I'm so sorry. But we've got a full trade pile and we are going to make tons of coins. So we've got 240,000 coins at the moment. Now, if you saw last episode, you will know that I opened my squad battle reward packs and, you know, I got some coins for it. I got some packs. I'm not going to tell you what's in them because I want you to go back and watch that episode. But basically, I recorded all of this trading before those squad battle packs. So it's sort of like a little bit out of time, like it's in the wrong order kind of thing. So we'll have a whole load more coins once, sort of like later on in the episode, once I've opened those packs, and you'll be able to see what sort of coinage we're rolling with. But as I said, we've got 240k, we've got a full trade pile, which means we have 70 items in it, all of which go for, I think about an average for a silver Turkish League player is probably about the 1.2k mark. So we're talking, after tax, maybe about 70,000, maybe a little bit more coins in this trade pile that we are just waiting to sell. So that is just absolutely epic because we're looking at over 320,000 coins or something once everything has sold. Now we're going through as quickly as we can, but there is just so many things for us to list. Loads of these junky ones that don't really sell, like Kosei or who would be an example, Atlantas, and there's a few different ones, Yilmaz. A lot of the goalkeepers go for like maybe 500-600 coins, but if you're sniping for 350 coins and under and still picking them up, you're still making coins even on those players, so it's no problem. Now I'm holding on to that Brozovic because when recording, this was I think Saturday, Sunday, and yeah, I thought that Brozovic, because he's in form, probably would go up a little bit more, but I will be selling him later on in the episode, of course. In the last episode, we made a big signing, and that was the informed Brozovic. The Milan side of the checklist is looking very complete. Everything except the one to watch Kessie has now been purchased, and I don't think one to watch Kessie is going to get upgraded this week because I don't think, looking from the Ivory Coast score, although I didn't watch the game, looking at the Ivory Coast score, I don't think there was any goals. I think it was a 0-0 game, so I doubt there'll be any informs for either of those two teams that are involved, and therefore Kessie won't be getting upgraded either. Now we've already managed to sell a whole load of stuff. As you can see, some of the stuff was selling as we were listing, and then we come back a couple of hours later. You can see that we have just sold so much stuff. Zeybek has sold for 1.5k after we bought him for like 250 coins. One of the interesting ones is Emnes, because I think Emnes was the first ever Turkish League silver that I sniped, and I sold him for 900 coins, and now he's going for over 2,500 coins. So some of these players are definitely going up, whereas some of them are actually coming down, which is kind of weird, but overall I think the average is going up for the Turkish League silvers. Now I did another trading method, and this method was absolutely epic over the weekend. This was on Sunday during Foot Champions. So what I was doing is I was searching for right wing Serie A Spanish players for a bin of under 1,000. Now the cheapest was Falke. I picked them up for under 1,000, and yeah, they were able to list for 1,500. There's 3 different players that you can get in this filter, and that was Suso, who was going for about 2k at the time, and also Callejon as well, who goes for 3 or 4k. So you've got a chance of picking up any of those players. I eventually realised that I had made a stupid mistake because I hadn't checked what the price or the lowest price of just a right wing from the Serie A was, and it turns out the lowest price for a right wing from the Serie A was even, well, it was about 1,000 coins as well. So I might as well have been sniping all Serie A right wings. You can see there I actually just searched on the Spanish filter for a Callejon, and literally the first time I'd ever seen him, for 750, and I bought him. Managed to get him. He's like 3 or 4k, so very happy with that snipe right there. That's more coins in the bank, and it just shows to show you've got to be on your toes. So here we go. You can see I'm checking right wing Serie A players. The cheapest was Lazovic, and he was going for 1,000. So I thought, you know what, I'll just snipe for I think I was sniping for under 800 coins, and there was so many different players that could pop up and so frequently, and there was no one sniping this filter the entire weekend. So I made so many coins. It was crazy because not only was there Lazovic, who you could sell for like maybe 1,100 coins, there was also Cherchi, who you could sell for 1,500. There was a guy called Verdi, who you could sell for 2,000. There was a French guy that you could sell for, I think it was 1.8k. Just because Foot Champions was on. Now, before you traders go away and you're like, I'm going to go make a whole load of money, unfortunately, it stopped working because Foot Champions ended and people just stopped buying players, and all the prices of these players have crashed. So I think you can buy Cherchi for like 600 coins. The beauty of that method was that you always had a chance of maybe picking up a Felipe Anderson, like a Callejon, someone who sold for like 3 or 4k, as well as being able to snipe all those non-rare players. You could make absolutely loads because I was just picking up hosts and hosts of Cherchis, and I wasn't even trying. It was like sniping in slow motion. It was no one else, trying to get them. I was picking them up for 500 coins over and over again, listing up for 1.5k, making 1,000 coins a pop. So you saw there, we got our squad battle rewards. As I said, I opened those in the last episode, and you can see that from this screen that we have 430,000 coins. We got the stuff from the packs to sell as well, and this is the first sort of like set of results from squad battles. Now I managed to win 3 and lost 1 on penalties, so not great. I would have liked to have started with a clean sweep, but I've got to say that I think squad battles is coming to an end. In fact, I'm not going to lie, it's actually coming to an end 100%. I'm not sure how you guys are going to take that, whether you're going to be upset by that, but it just really is not my game mode. I played it all last week. We got to Elite 1, we did really, really well, but I just can't see the value in it. And I'll talk more about that in a second. We've got some stuff here on screen. You saw some of the stuff I was selling, like Cherchis, etc., that had sold from the trading that I was doing. I didn't buy a whole load of Cherchis and Suso and stuff like that. I was just listing them as I bought them. The reason for that is if I sort of like saved them all back to show you all the prices I got them for and then listed them up, then I would list them all in one go. It would flood the market and the price would crash, and the price did eventually crash. So sometimes you have to be a little bit careful when you buy a lot of the same player, because it can be detrimental, because you can eventually just end up having a whole load of stuff that you can't actually sell. So we're selling stuff from the packs. Matip, I think, was probably our best player from the packs. Really disappointing. That's another reason that I was kind of upset with squad battles, because I played 45 games of squad battles the week before on legendary difficulty, most of them, and I really hate it. It was such a grind for me. And to only come out with 40,000 coins, which if you think I've played 45 games, to get 40,000 coins, it's less than having the ESFC catalogue 1k boost for each game on, which kind of puts it in perspective, because that doesn't feel like a lot when you're playing those games. And then from the packs, 235k packs isn't that good in my experience. They don't really pay out, as I can show from the sort of stuff that I listed up. I think I had Piszczek, Pereira, Vitolo, and of course, who was it, Matip as well, and Dyer too. So really didn't get very much from the packs other than like consumables, which I guess were good, but I'm going to end up using them. So I just didn't really think it was worth it, or I don't think it is worth it for me personally to play squad battles. I think if I could hit sort of like the top 100, I'd be happy to do it. But unless I was getting like top 100 every single time, it's just not worth it. You're talking like 45 games, an hour at least for 4 games. You're talking 11 hours. You're probably talking more like about 16 or 17 hours extra gameplay a week on top of the 40 games of Foot Champs you have to play. It's absolutely crazy. EA have lost their mind by putting this squad battle system in. I can understand that some people want an alternative to playing sort of like online, and this is a good method for those, but competitively, for a competitive foot player who wants to be involved in every sort of tournament, that is way too much. If they had done something like put more games during the week, for example, you could play 8 games Monday, 8 games Tuesday, 8 games Wednesday, 8 games Thursday, 8 games Friday, I might feel slightly different about it, but it's just not the way. And the way that it rotates through the squads means that you can never leave your house. Like, you can't be away from your house for more than 24 hours, or otherwise you're missing games, which just is so antisocial and just doesn't seem worth it for me, especially since, not to be like, oh, I've got a life, but I do have a life to go and live. You know, I do like to go out and do other stuff other than just play FIFA. I'm not just chained to my console all the time. Although I do love to play FIFA, don't get me wrong. It's just way too much. It's way too much, especially since all of it falls on the weekend. So, you know, you're playing your 40 games of Foot Champs and you're trying to play 25 odd games of squad battles as well, especially when you're not really enjoying it. You can see that I'm in some games here. We have won them both, and this was where I was sort of talking to my stream because I was streaming this. If you haven't already followed me on Twitch, go do it now, twitch.tv/CapcomTom. Link is down in the description. I was talking to my stream, and it was just grinding on me more and more. The more I play it, the more it grinds on me, because it's not making me a better player, because the way you play against the computer is to just be very linear, and you're thinking, always do the same thing, always do the things that work. You know, you're never trying to trick the computer, or maybe try and do something different to what you've been doing all along, like you would with a human opponent, to try and get that extra yard of space, because the computer will just always shut you down. I know it sounds here like I'm making all these excuses because I lose a game here and now I don't want to play squad battles anymore. That's not really the case. It is just the case that it is just not fun for me. And if a game's not fun, why are you playing it? Because that is what it's all about. Some people, for those people who love squad battles, go straight ahead, guys. You could knock yourself out. But for me personally, it is just not what I want to be doing. So yeah, squad battles is going to exit this series. Whether I play it anymore at all, maybe I'll come back to it. I've got a very busy week, so maybe this week just isn't all that good. But I think I'm going to give it a break for a while. If I ever need extra coins, then I'll start thinking about playing those games. Now you can see here we've got a special bronze pack that we open, and look what we find inside. This is from doing one of those daily challenges. We get ourselves a cheeky little Manchester United player, and of course that means we're going to check them off on the checklist. We got a good one as well, Mitchell, 64 rated. Very, very happy about that, and it sort of made me think, you know what? It's time. I wouldn't say I got a bloodlust, because that's not what it is at all. But when a serial killer gets on the kill, he just wants to kill more and more and more. And with the Manchester and Man City players, the more I bought, or the more I got, the more I wanted to buy. So that's what I ended up doing. I just ended up going on a complete spending spree. You can see I'm picking up a lot of the bronzes to start me off, because I thought, you know what, if I don't buy these bronzes now and potentially use them, I will never use them, because once I get the gold players, and I want to play competitively, I'm not going to be able to use bronzes. So I'm just picking up as many of them as possible for the cheapest prices I can. You can see I pick up McTominay there for 600 coins, which is still quite a lot for a bronze. You've got to say, that is quite a lot for a bronze, but they are BPL bronzes, so it's understandable. We get Delph for 550 coins. So there's our first gold Man City player coming in. We've got Foden as well. And I think that's all the players that we picked up in this first little trading session. And I put them all into a team. Obviously now we're going to check all of these players off on the checklist. The checklist is just going to go from white to very, very green in quite quick succession there. So we've got lots and lots of players. There's only 5 more bronzes that we actually need, and maybe 4 more silvers. But I looked at this team and I was like, you know what, I want to go into the daily knockout tournament too, because we haven't been guaranteed that we'll be getting knockout tournament entry from winning or getting into gold 3 like last year. So we haven't been guaranteed that, so I thought, you know what, I better try and win this tournament just to make sure that I do get into Foot Champions for the weekend. And I looked at my team, I was like, there's no chance that you're going to be able to win this tournament with that team, because it's just all bronze. So what I did was I went away and I said, okay, I'll buy 1 attacker, 1 midfielder, 1 defender and a goalkeeper. And that's what I did. So I went and bought relatively good ones, not the best, but relatively good ones. I picked up Mata there for 7.1k, even though he was going for 8.7 on a snipe. And I managed to pick up Mangala, Bravo, and then the big boy, Rashford. So we paid 42,000 coins for him, which was maybe a couple thousand under his lowest buy now. And I am so excited to use this card. He's 6'1", he has 92 pace, he has 4-star skills. Just his 3-star weak foot kind of worries me. But overall, looks like a fantastic player. And I haven't used a fast player yet this year. Like, I haven't had any players with over 90 pace so far in this series. So how I've done quite as well as I have, I'm not really sure. I'm relatively happy with how I've done. So there you go. We've picked up a few more players. It gives us a little bit of rotation within the squad. And yeah, all the players, didn't realise. I knew they were expensive. I was like, oh, Rashford will be expensive. You know, like, Jesus will be expensive. I didn't realise that every single player was going to be expensive. Like, there's barely any central midfielders for under 5k. Like, most of them are 5k and over. Just absolutely nuts. Anyway, we go away, make sure that we're looking the part. We get the Manchester United badge, because obviously I'm a Man United fan, so I've got to lean a little bit towards them. Get the Manchester City home kit as well, which I feel really disgusting putting Man United players into Man City kits, vice versa as well. But, you know, just for the fairity of this series, I thought, you know what, just do it anyway. So we get Old Trafford as well. So we've got 3 out of the 4 items of Man United. And one of them is Man City. So, yeah, there's a little bit of Man City being represented in this area. As a Man United fan, I think that's pretty fair. Now, we go into the tournament. Obviously, checked all those players off on the checklist. This guy has loan Henry and he has loan Ferdinand. And I was like, okay, we could maybe win. Not expecting to come up against anything too good. Like, the guy wasn't that good. He really wasn't. We scored in the first minute. But look at this goal from Henry. Holy crap. He literally hits that on the turn and it's in. I'm like, what is going on? But what was weird is the guy rage quit. Or he disconnected. Or something happened to the connection. Because he ended up disappearing. And because it was 1-1, I didn't get lost, I didn't get a win. We just had to go back into the tournament and I lost a whole load of contracts, which is brilliant. That's the worst thing that can possibly happen, especially since I think I could have beaten that guy pretty easy. But we go in regardless, we come up against a Serie A squad. There is Rashford. He got a goal in the first game. In the first couple of minutes, he got a goal in the second game. In fact, he's got a brace in the second game already. So Rashford all over it right now. And our opponent rage quit. So 3 goals in probably about 15 minutes for Rashford so far. Let's see if he can just keep on doing it as we go into the second round of the daily knockout tournament. There was no sort of like specification of what you had to do with your team for this one, and you won 1,000 coins and maybe a gold pack. So it's all right. It was like, you know, 4 games. You know, it's not that bad. And you can see there we go through with our boy Rashford. He scores again, and then yeah, how he scores again here, I'll never know. Absolutely bonkers. Like, what is he doing? He's running into his goalkeeper or something. I don't know. Anyway, looking for the hat trick. Here it is. Rashford again. Like, honestly, I think I'm going to have a great time with Rashford. I think he's going to be so much fun to play with. And when I get Jesus and maybe play them as a 2 up top, oh, baby, it's going to be crazy. Now, I needed some more players because, yeah, I needed to rotate because of fitness. I got Carrick because he was the only cheap one. He was like the only cheap midfielder I could buy. I also got Mendy, so I picked him up. And yeah, got him quite cheap. I think I got him for 700 coins, even though his lowest buy now was about 1.2. Also picked up Lindelof, picked up Darmian literally straight after as I was backing out. I was like, oh, there's a Darmian there. I'll take that as well. Might as well, because we're going to have to get everything in the end. And he was relatively cheap. He was only 700 coins. I think his lowest bin was about 1.3 or something like that. So yeah, we were doing all right. We're picking up cards left, right and centre. We pick up a Young here because we need to get a right back in there, some rotation. What we're really struggling with is, as I said, the midfielders, no rotation there, especially since we're using a 5 midfield formation. And but then again, there's no other striker. I can't get another striker, can I? Because he's really expensive. I don't want to get him straight away. But yeah, we'll work our way through it. We'll work out something as we go through. Anyway, you can see there, we give the boys the check marks on the checklist. Things are looking good. We go into the next game. I was like, oh, no, this is where things are going to go. Pete Tong, as you can see, he's got Alexis Sanchez, he's got Martial, he's got Jesus in there. Can't wait to get Martial as well, guys. I can't wait. I'm so excited to play with some absolute banging players in Foot Champs. I really want to prove that I'm not that I'm a bad player, because 23 I don't think is like 23 in Foot Champs is not a bad player, especially since 50% of people who watch my videos, I found that out from a QT I ran a while ago. 50% of people who are watching my videos can't actually qualify for Foot Champs, can't win the daily knockout tournament. So I don't think that I'm not saying those people who can't like qualify for Foot Champs is a bad player, but I think that Foot Champs is really just for the very elite players. You very rarely find an easy game in Foot Champs. It's like not often that you come up against a complete noob. So yeah, just I'm not even really sure what point I was trying to make. Anyway, you can see here we're in the game. Look at these saves from Bravo. Let's get off that topic. Look at these saves. Look at them. They're just absolutely mental. A quad save. The quad from him. And unfortunately, we do end up conceding and he makes it 3-3 literally on the 119th minute. So we have to go to a penalty shootout. This is to get into the final. Last penalty. We're level at this point. Dele Alli hits the bar. We just need to score, although we'd missed 2 already, so I wasn't feeling all that confident. So here we go, try and do it with Fellaini, and I just roll it in because I was like, at least just get it on target. You got 1 in 3 chance if you roll it in to actually score a goal. So there you go, we get the win in that game just by the skin of our teeth. And now we're in the final. This guy's using a 4-2-3-1 who a lot of people are saying this is the formation of the year so far, that it's really good. I don't really like 1 up top formations, although having said that, I'm using one right now, so what am I even talking about? But that's more out of sort of like, I had to use a 1 up top because the strikers are just so expensive. I don't want to spend all my coins because I'm having a feeling that I might be looking to snipe some very, very big players soon and try and make some bumper profits on some good snipes, so I want to have a few coins back for that. Now, patching in this game, look at him go. The little bronze, he's in there for rotation. I think he's in for Matter or someone. And he's already got 2 goals. What a hero. Now, that was a really unfortunate goal. That was 79 minutes in. I was absolutely fumed that went in because that was straight at our goalkeeper there. He should have saved it. And we concede again straight away after. Somehow, though, look at this. The luck. I mean, I can't complain about him getting lucky when I'm getting luck like this, as it rebounds to me about 6 times. And patching completes his hat-trick. Our dream of getting the win in this final stays alive. But in extra time, he comes through with Sané. And that is all she wrote for the game. Unfortunately, we just couldn't come back. We just couldn't. I gave it everything. We were eliminated. So sad. And we miss out on the finals. But this is all part of the learning curve. Playing against people is very different from playing against a computer. If you look at my record, we have now got 100 wins. That was in the semi-final. That penalty shootout got us our 100th win. I'd say probably out of the 139 games that I've played, probably we're looking at maybe like 70, 80 of them being squad battle games. So not many games against human opponents. So really need to sort of get some more practice. Now, big signing. Big signing. We picked up Sané because I needed left winger. Because I wanted to be able to change formations. It turns out he's 40,000 coins. 40,000! That's absolute mentalness. Like, that's the same price as Rashford. Hopefully, he's going to be good for us. I also picked up Lingard. I picked up Fernandinho. And that is going to do it for the signings in this episode. I know there was a lot, but I've only got one more episode of this before Weekend League. So when Weekend League one comes around, I want to have like a team that I can actually use and potentially do really well with. We'll be switching between both the Man United team, or Man United, the Manchester team and the Milan team. Maybe hybridising them, maybe moving them around, doing different stuff with them. I've knocked over my lamp. Oh my God, my arms are going everywhere. I'm flailing and I've just knocked over the bedside lamp, but I've caught it. Don't worry, back on with the commentary. We're going back into the tournament. We're going to go into the first round. That is not the sort of team you want to come up in the first round. He's got one to watch Lukaku in there. But Sané, debut, goal. Let's go. 1 minute, 54 seconds in. That's what you like to see. When you've just spent 40,000 coins, you're like, you know what? I want to see some goals from this guy. And we did immediately get some. Look at this, Rashford's through. This guy wasn't particularly good, even though he did have a very expensive team. Maybe Credit Card FC on the cards right there. Rashford gets a second, makes it 3-1. He makes it 3-2. Sané puts that one into the back of the net with a dinky little chip into the back of the net. We slide in, I think it's Foden here. He rolls it to the back post. Mitchell, our packed little bronze left back, getting forwards and scores a goal. Lovely work from him. And then you can see here that Delph slips in Rashford. He gets his hat-trick! Woo! Hat-tricks all round. I was supposed to make a stupid pun about Patch getting a hat-trick in the last game. I was supposed to say something like it was a Patrick. Damn it! Pun missed. Oh well. You can see here that we're still just making moves against this guy. He's actually not playing by this point. It's 7-2. And yeah, that's just how the game ended. Just wanted to show you all the goals, really. And next we go into the second round. And this guy is using one to watch Bonucci. He's got one to watch Salah. He's got Werner in there. It's an interesting hybrid. I commend my opponent for actually coming up with something that's not just a full BPL sweat team, as we see so often in this game. Thank God he actually had some imagination. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get him a victory in this game, because we just sort of like did our ting, didn't we? We just did our ting. And you can see there, Sané doesn't put that one away, but he does put the rebound away. Good work, Sané. Good work. Very good work. And then, you know, he gets the luck. We all like a bit of luck, don't we? Not that I can talk, because there's plenty of times that I get lucky. It's just part of the game. But it is always... I need to, like, stop letting when people's luck trigger me. I need to stop that. If someone gets lucky against me, I need to stop getting triggered by it, because that is what is really costing me a lot of results, because that is just part of the game. I need to just realise it's part of the game, and I'm going to get luck, they're going to get luck, and I just need to move past it. Sané there, you saw, completed his hat-trick, made it 4-1. We're into the semi-final. Let's just roll. We're going, boys. We come up against... this is like a cheap BPL sweat team. Like, it's got very fast strikers up top. And, yeah, just... I'd been playing for, like, I think, like 6 hours straight, and I was starting to get a little bit tired, as you can probably imagine. And I wasn't concentrating, and then he scored. And, yeah, then he scored again. And then it just all sort of went absolutely... It just went bad. Just went really bad, because he scored again. And he scored again and again. He scored 4 goals. Like, I mean, I can't remember the last time someone scored 4 goals against me before half time. Maybe in Foot Champs, but yeah, not anything really all that recently. We do get a goal back here. Sané with a lovely left-footed drive into the top left. And I thought, you know what? I've got a chance of getting back in it. We've got 24 minutes to do it. But we didn't. We ended up getting knocked out. So there you go. We didn't manage to win the FUT Champions tournament. I'm pretty sure that we will be getting qualification through the fact that we got gold 2 last week. I'm pretty sure they will be bringing that back. We have gone down from, I think, 450,000 coins to 357 because of our spending spree. We spent about 100k, but we still got 350k. It's not the end of the world. We'll do some more trading in the next episode. We'll do some more playing. We'll get better at the game. And soon we will be the greatest Ultimate Team player that's ever lived, and we'll be getting top 100 every single week with our Manchester, Milan and Madrid team. That is the dream. Anyway, we should be back next episode. Is next episode going to have some FUT Champions reward packs in it? It might very well do. I think it... What time do they come out? I can't remember what time they come out, but I think it will do. If it does, it's going to be a great episode. Smash a thumbs up if you're excited for that. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you next time. Peace!